Welcome to the Pop-Up Research Station, where we explore temporary public art, creative placemaking, and cultural urban planning by having conversations with the artists and arts organizers who make it happen. We offer valuable insights and solutions for programming by presenting case studies from real-time projects that benefit the arts community. Our cafes serve as a data collection session, allowing for the review and application of findings in future projects, ultimately leading to improved outcomes. Thank you for joining us.
Preston Park and Brighton.
Just kind of. So I'm going to show you the image that I came up with.
Okay, let me pull over real quick.
No, well,
I have time. I'm almost there.
yeah, here's the image that I came up with on, and I haven't photographed. I'll look for the photograph I took of the new composition. But I went with this one here, this one. And it's a mosaic.
Wait.
And,
I don't see anything. And oh, there we go. I see it.
yeah. And it's more like mosaic. It's more flattering of the artist than that other one was.
I like
It
it.
shows her as an elder with her wisdom, but it also, it's artistically done by another artist to create this mosaic feel. And I can use that mosaic feel of her.
My view is quickly and on a bad, oh, there, that's better, on a bad screen, but the essence
Okay.
her really comes through it, and it feels like, from my perspective, and it's probably the mosaic, and because I'm looking at it quickly, but it looks like she's blending into a tree.
Yes, that's why I thought this was perfect. And Shona found this one and she found another one. And I thought this one right here is more flattering. Again, it does what I wanted to do. It's more of the earth tones that I'm going with. And so this is what
Definitely.
I changed the whole composition around this. I didn't really care for how I had that swish going. I thought it was so, it became to me disrespectful, like especially when Marilyn was like,
Reaction.
yeah, she thought, oh, that's abstract. So it was the feeling of, we don't get it, but we'll accept it. But this is abstract, especially with that piece coming out of her head. It just wasn't working. And so, they don't know a lot about art, but they know what they're looking at. So I felt like, okay, I had to tame that. And but anyway, this is what I came up with. This right here is what I was attempting to do because I like.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
get it. I get why.
Yeah.
But maybe that is more of a spirit than a portrait.
Yes, I felt so. And I thought, well, this wasn't working. And it was working for probably what this quilter wanted it to do, but it wasn't working. So I am still using like this whole whip, because they have the hazelnut arch, they have the hazelnut parade, they have the whole hazel crest, kind of theme going. But so I really kind of kept this image. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the actual piece off the canvas and then hold it up to where, because I haven't photographed it yet.
I mean, I get the love of that feeling or sentiment, really, of that picture of what was drawn.
All right, so
The
this is what,
energy.
yeah, so this is what I came up.
Okay, wait. I have to pull over. Hang on. Don't go anywhere.
All right.
I'm about to stop at a light. I still can't look at my. Oh dear, where am I? Okay, so we're good. I'm stopping right now. There's no parking on each side of the street. It's why, I don't know, but all right, let me see. Oh, it's not. Hang on, all of these. questions. Oh, wow.
Right.
I've only briefly got to look at it, but wow, that looks beautiful.
Yeah, so this is what I came up with.
That's it's a stronger hit on who she was rather than how she felt. You know what I
right, and
mean?
trying to
Like how,
integrate it into a landscape instead of so it was losing its place like that. So so that's going to go on this panel. This is a metal panel. So that's going to go on here. And then this panel right here is where the ivory is mounted onto that. So that's why
you're all blurry, but I can kind of get a sense because you blurred your
yeah,
back.
yeah, like that. So anywho, that's where I'm at with.
Do you feel good? Like it's coming together and you're,
Oh yeah, I felt I put the right energy into it. I really put the right energies.
and those leaf pieces still fit with that.
Oh yeah, they did. I bought 7 and we were able to put 4 on the top and 3 along the bottom rim. And because Peter built it so that the way Larry Meeks did it, it was an obvious seam, you know, and that was always like for some property owners, that was always an issue with that lip. And then so to prevent that on this, I had the fabricators that it would be better to bend it into shape so it just fits on the chair and you don't have 2 pieces, you have one, but one is just bent. And so I think that's really working out. And he also, and I'm going to show you a picture also of what he sent. And everyone had this big meltdown because they thought that everyone, including me, because I'm like, oh no, he did the wrong chair. The chair's too big. I don't feel like I need to do the big one, you know, but it wasn't, it wasn't that at all. Um,
Whose original idea or vision was it to do the chair? Like not
well,
you for the original project.
Shona.
It was. Oh wow.
Well, for
Baby.
California, it was Shona's dream because we had did it in we had actually did it in a, what do you call it? It was done in wood initially. And then so,
But that was like envisioned more as like a throne than a sculptural piece, right?
yes.
So then, I mean, like just the idea of doing that, I really like it. She must be so proud that you decided.
And so here's the cheer in Peter's studio
Oh, I can't
that
see
we
his
were,
Twitch clip. On one second. Okay. Oh wow.
and
It's
that's when I thought,
big.
oh, yes, and I thought, oh my God. But what he did was he actually built this. So this is the front side of it, and how he's holding it up. He built my frame so that it laps over like a lip and will attach to this to create that bending and flapping that happens when the youth are bothering it. You know what I mean? Sometimes the kids, they don't know any better, you would think, but they mess with stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Right. And so he
Have
created
you had any issues?
in California. Yeah. Yeah. There's been a lot of
Yeah.
issues. One of the artists, Fisco, went by the one at the Sacramento Regional, the Metro stop, which is across the street from Luther Burbank High School. And some of those high school students are climbing on the chairs
Right.
and they're pulling it back, the metal back,
Oh
so that
no.
it creates that flipping sound of metal, blah, 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 like that. So, and see, this is what he's created for me on that lip.
Avoid that.
And then I'll sit on top of, and he did also the backside right here. And so there's going to be a 1/2 inch opening in the back of that chair, and that'll let off water. The water
Oh,
will flow out of there, and anything that settles on top can have a place to.
improvements.
And I had thought, this part was going to be like a tilt, so I couldn't get it, wrap my head around it. But this was flat as it is. and he left a half an inch behind this seat right here so that water has some place to go. And so, yeah, so.
Very exciting. Very
Mhm.
exciting. It must be nice to be working on your own piece for your own area.
Right. And this is the first, cheer outside of, outside of Sacramento for the project. And so once I get it together, I'll blog about it and she can share because it's the first one. And then we had to look at, she had put a video together of for a fundraiser for this cheer, which has not went anywhere because we haven't had the time, to push it. But I think with these improvements that I made on the structure of it, and knowing the price for the now we have a true price because everything was inflated in California with the general contractor,
Oh my
with
God,
the
it's what it is now.
inspectors. Oh, this piece went up 18% for the metal since he first quoted the price in 2025.
You can cope with that. I don't know how we're all gonna do all this. I'm thinking of taking part of, if we get this space in the valley where we have a repair shop and a community-based repair and like permanently there, and also like a rental and a recycle thing. I'm thinking maybe that's what we need to do during this time period with these vacancies, but we'll talk about that some other time.
I mean, yeah, you said you're still driving?
I'm about to park, and then I have 5 minutes before I have to bring my car in, and then I can sign back on again.
Okay.
I'm about to park where I'll be able to see where I'll be able to see what's on the screen again. But then I can review. We're recording, right?
Yes. Yeah. That's why I kept talking because even with the Read AI, I did click.
Oh, definitely.
I did click. And I'm trying to find out why this just stopped right now on us. The 13th we have, the 10th, the 15th, all of those recordings are, and then this one is incomplete for today, processing error.
see.
For this meeting, because I had it on a regular meeting schedule. So once you turn that off, that's what happens here, guys.
Yes, I was driving, of course, because I drive late so I can avoid traffic and spend less time in the car. I was driving at 1 a.m. It was lots of fun Sunday night. Had a real fun time with my car breaking down.
Same thing happened on the 12th. That's a cancel. You did the cancels on the 12th of March. You did,
Yes,
no,
I
that's
did it.
something else. And then you did a
It wasn't
cancel.
during a pop-up research station. I did a cancel during my student uh healing thing because I didn't want, I mean, that really wouldn't be anything recorded, but it's a private thing for this person.
Right.
But I stopped it in the meeting, not in settings.
All of these on the Friday the 13th was a processing error. That's you. And then today was a processing error. So I don't know what
Today
that's
was
all
not
about.
me. So maybe it's no big deal. But I just have to go into Costco and I will pop back on if you want to record more details about your pieces. Anyone joining us today?
I don't know. I didn't, it's whoever shows up.
Yeah.
Here,
Well,
I'm
then
working on a PowerPoint.
I'd love to, if you're available, to explore what the healing circle might look like what might benefit you if you're able to attend, because I know that you're gonna go into a period where you may or may not be available, but I will handle everything. And if we want to do different hours, if you're open to talking about that today, I would love it.
Sure.
Although I
Like I said, I'll be on irregardless. I'll be working. I'm working on a PowerPoint. That they changed our meeting time to next Monday for the trustees. So it gives me today, I can put together the PowerPoint. I don't know how they expect for me to do all the PowerPoints and stuff, and I still gotta do my own art, but
I haven't prepared anything, but if you want to use this time to do that, that's perfectly fine, and we could just chat anytime about
yeah.
potential ideas, that doesn't need to be recorded, or it
Right.
could.
I need to find your recorded, I thought I saved it, your recorded.
Everyone, so happy to be here with you again. It's been a while. I really appreciate everyone in this room being here today and for the beautiful work that you're all doing in the community. Myself, I'm Carol Henry Alexander, and I also work in my community as an artist and an activist around environmental issues. I live in the DC suburbs in Maryland. I guess I would be about 15 minutes from the White House with there's no traffic, which is never. And but my joy is heading south into the rural areas of Prince George's County, which is where I live. So I'm happy to be with you. And how do y'all feel about just saying a few words about how you are today? What you're thinking, what's on top? Something that is a positive, something that's really positive for you, that contributes to your feeling well, and just a little something so we can kind of come together. Alpha, will you start?
Sure. And today's a good day for me. You know, I feel like I got the rest I needed yesterday by doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. You know, I was anticipating the fireworks last night that to give me this big show. And so I just kind of, the day went, and I very seldom take those kind of days where I'm not on the computer, or I'm not working, I'm just lounging and laying around and looking out the window, looking at the sky, and, you know, feeling blessed, you know, because we living our best life and feeling blessed, and, you know, all the things that are going on around us, but taking that time, you know, I really feel I'm really relaxed today and not all hyper and thinking about all the stuff that I need to do, but, you know, just being in the moment.
You wear it well. Thanks for sharing.
I got my 1 hour of sun because I swam laps this morning. So anytime I'm in the water, I am fine. My sons used to tell me go to water aerobics or go swim laps when I used to get when they were little so that I could chill out. So I start the day with water aerobics, and then I went to senior tea and coffee time. So I'm in a good mood. I've socialized and I've gotten my sun and I've gotten some energy out.
Wonderful, Lisa. How about Rhonda? Thank you for sharing, Lisa. Anyone else want to share?
I spent the entire day yesterday doing art. So being able to do art is always a healing process for me. It makes me feel good. And so that's what I did yesterday. I had a lot of computer work to do, but I decided to not touch the computer and pick up a brush. And that's what I did all day yesterday. So I'm feeling good about that right now.
That's wonderful, Sona. I don't know how I'm having challenges with shifting from computer to brush.
It's hard.
So, yeah.
But yeah. I did that. So I feel good about it. Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, again, for me, it's like I shifted gears on Friday when I packed all of the textile work into the trunks and put all of that away and brought all the paint out to get ready to paint. But I needed to shift and, you know, like change because it's a whole different, you know, vibe in the space when you're doing textile in the winter versus, you know, when you're coming into working with water and paint and acrylics, you don't really, you know, cross-pollinate the studio. I had to shift and put things away and then bring things out, begin again. So I'll be right there with you, Shona, in a minute.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna be right there with you guys. And the retreat that we hosted for Shona when I was out in California, they did all the drawing and stuff, and I was in the background working. I was visiting too, but I didn't pick up the pencil and get started, you know. So this is, you know, July 1st is a welcoming, you know, for me to get back and shift the gear and get these projects underway.
I see that for you, Alpha. I myself, if anyone else wants to share, that's great, or else I'll just move along.
I can share a little bit.
Good.
Just getting used to my space. I'm trying to figure out how to send some pictures through to you guys. I've been slow with it. I apologize with sharing how the space looks, but it's really great. And I understand, Alpha, what you're talking about, putting away one thing so you can do the other, you know. But now I'm going to brag because I can leave it all out. Oh my gosh.
That's a good feeling, Wanda.
Oh my gosh. Is it? Oh my gosh. Is it a good feeling?
Yes.
And I was always afraid, okay, I'm making these dolls with the fabrics and everything. And then I go to paint something. And I was always afraid that I get paint on the dolls. Oh gosh. So yeah, I'm loving it. Loving it.
I guess you're having a new studio, live work or studio?
Yeah, it's a work studio, only 5-10 minutes away from my house. So
that's
I've been
awesome.
promising to share, but I did take some pictures a couple of days ago. So I'm gonna see if I can do it by next week, you know, share the pictures from the studio. But yeah, doing
I
good.
wonder how much, thank you, Rhonda. I know you're feeling good. I feel you. I wonder how much of what we're talking about we actually think of in terms of our wellness. And when someone says that idea of wellness or well-being, is what we're talking about important to you? Are there other things that you would like to weave in? These are questions that I ask myself. I'm asking you because I'm asking myself as well. The last few years have been challenging for me as an artist. I know we all have our stories. And one of the things I did at the beginning of the pandemic was to try to find some fellowship funding so that I could focus on this pivot. Do you remember back in 2020, everyone was talking about pivot, because we were in our homes and we're pivoting on to Zoom and, you know, changing how we do our artwork. At least that's how I experienced that time. So I had gotten some fellowship money to pivot to online of some kind of creative expression. And so I got this fellowship to try to learn video, creating video, with the idea that it would be as expressive as my work for me and for the communities that I share it with. And so, you know, I've been working on it. I had the subject of the environment around me because I live in an area that's on the outskirts of DC and is being extremely developed. And so every time it seemed that I went out during the pandemic to run to the grocery store and back or whatever, it just seemed like another huge amount of trees and natural land was down and gone. And it was really jarring in terms of, you know, your sense of place, my sense of place, but also just the idea of having less natural life around to interact with us and keep us all healthy, the plants and the trees and the water, and us all being healthy together. I'm thinking my well-being is dependent on their well-being. And where I live, it's funny because a lot of people have moved out of the city and into our area here, and the first thing they do is take all the trees out of their yard,
Ooh.
and put up a fence. So, things are really changing. I'm playing with the idea of change. So anyway, I worked on this video for about 8 months, 6 of which I just couldn't come up with a clear thought and just was doing footage. And then I found someone to work with me on the tech stuff. That was my barrier. I really didn't think I could do the tech stuff. And so in collaborating with a tech person, I learned a lot, and we end up coming up with this 5-minute video that is about my local environment and how I feel about it and how it impacts my artwork. So I wanted to share it with you. I just finished the program. We had an event about 2 weekends ago and showed it, the world premiere of the video, and now you all are the second to see. And so let me show it with you, and I'd love to talk about it when it's done. Okay. County Oasis. My name is Carol Henry Alexander, and the county is Prince George's in Maryland. I have family in Maryland, the Eastern Shore, and when the winds of change directed me in 2004 to Prince George's County, like this deer, I was stomping and wanted to run. Then I began to realize and feel that I am uniquely positioned in the arms of the Patuxent River and the Potomac River that both flow to the Chesapeake Bay and then on to the ocean and into infinity. Their presence sparked my imagination, inspired me, and led me to create. Yes, the winds of change have come to our South County oasis, and we are not alone. This is the truth for communities all over the world. We're losing our natural habitat for our families, friends, and neighbors, as well as the animals, birds, insects, reptiles, and fish who reside beside us. As an artist and herbalist who is deeply connected with my local environment, I am inspired in this time of change to record through my art where we all are right now and to inspire your imagination and creativity in envisioning our future. The natural world is what keeps us alive and well. So, yes, my art reflects the winds of change that have come to our South County oasis and beyond. Enjoy our space as it is today. Our future is forming. Imagine, take action, create. I want to share some of the beauty and joy of this oasis with you. Let's focus on the loveliness, the grace, the elegance and creativity of art and nature. This is us. We are this, continuously flowing.
And what I'm hoping to do right now is to share 3 plants with you that have been in perfect place to share where they're at and also have a lot to do with the art that I'm going to share with you. So the first one is mullein, and this is mullein. It's a beautiful plant. It's a biannual plant. It has leaves that are like velvet. They're really beautiful. And actually now it's just starting to bloom. And I've been cutting off the leaves as it's been growing and drying them and preparing them to make tea, because mullein is a plant that soothes the respiratory system. And then here I have another plant called rue, and it's an ancient plant, rue. Rosemary I think of as let me get a little piece. Beautiful fragrance, very beautiful aroma. It's a culinary herb as well as a medicinal herb. When I smell it, I think of maybe my grandmother and her mother and the wisdom. It helps me like remember. That's what it is. It's really good for memory. I feel like the energetic of the plant is that of memory, our ancestral memory. Thank you, Gratitude Garden.
I thought I'd just share some archival video footage from Carol Henry Alexander. And we'll probably do and start showing some of the archives. That was from 2022, 4 years ago, to show where we are in our practice. So today was the day that we were gonna, and the team were to go through the PowerPoint that needs to be presented. So I'm using the basis of our proposal for the 2025-26 year, and just dating it for our, again, presentation. Talking about a statement about what inspiration this project, a challenge, a goal, and a vision. Also updating the synopsis of Hazel Crest Open Lands as a placemaking project. That slide. Updating this information has changed as Marilyn now is the chair of the Beautification Commission. The village is kind of revising some of the chairs' titles and consolidating some of the programs. This year, we're going to continue to meet our team and then add new images to our team. We have 2 more players that I'm going to add here to our team. The people that are no longer on our team and that will not be presenting proposals this year. As our 2 new people would be, I'm going to put their images somewhere in here, guys. Our, okay, so our new team. What happened to them? Let's see. Harry Gentry is our new team. And I will have to grab a photograph of Austin. As everything that he sent was in a PDF. And so I don't really want to create another box for him. So everything here is the same. Harry, we're going to add, duplicate this whole. So we'll come back to that one. I'm here kind of telling our story again, how we got this project. Just as a refresher. So for Williams, I did have a photograph of the his project that he is doing. We'll add that image here. Yes, this is his landscape photography workshop. Kind of replace this image with what he's doing here for community engagement. And what I'll add over here on this side is it will be the native plant link. So we'll follow up on that in a minute. I know he's talked about this, but we're not going to really add this here. This is not, let's see, you can't see it. It's not a really good slide. So I think I like this duplicated. So I guess I'll come back here. Peter will just talk about like his piece that was already installed. You know, that was our deliverable. Here was Christine and her arch and during the Oaks and Folks Gala under community engagement. And then this is the cheer Christine Perry has, you know, submitted in her proposal for the 2026, you know, continuation of her contract for part two of her installation with the Hazel Crest Arch. And Carol Henry Alexander, the slide needs to be fixed. Here we'll just focus on her installation on her wind chime that is to come for Arbor Day installation. And once we get the music, sound baths and everything, she will be shipping this wind chime back to Chicago, or actually the Hazel Crest. My cheer is being worked on. Don't know what this is about here. So I'm going to change this image now that I have pictures of my chair that Peter has built. I haven't saved it yet. Okay. Come back to that. And then the new budget. I'm going to see if this works. No. We're looking at, this is just the draft of the budget. And we're looking at 47,000, actually asking the trustees for an additional 17,000 to be added to our contract. Including the community engagement. And this funding right here will be for the Open Lands Commission, you know, and a Beautification Commission and Open Land to facilitate this part. And this is what it cost us to do each of these engagement activities, which total $40,820 is set aside for community engagement. And then we also put money aside for the project coordinator and community engagement person, you know, so they would be paid a stipend for helping. And these are like 40 hours of service, you know, so everyone pretty much matches that with time. And they're not paid, they're volunteer, but we did definitely need to put something, a stipend or something in there for them to work with during their putting these programs on. And here, you know, Austin Bentley sculpture, which would be in concrete and granite base. We have him at 10,000, and I'll add his proposal onto the PowerPoint. William, native plant installation, supply, he asked 5,000 for the plant installation and design work. And Christine Perry is asking for 4320 for her bench seating element. And we're also looking at Gallery Guichard sculpture acquisition and delivery installation to be determined, but the price of that sculpture was 9,000 and it's there left for the committee members to pick what they want out, vote on it, and then talk about where it will be installed, and going through the same process that all of us have went through to find a location. So that's our financial strategy. Again, we're asking, for compensation for 2 project managers and a development consultant to come on and design and execute and implement this project. And then our community partners here and the Hazel Crest Community United Methodist Church is going to be one of our sponsors with letters to help us in applying for additional funding to match or kind of underwrite some of the expenses. So here I am again with our report. I just need to perhaps change this slide out and then add in the other 2 artists and their work. So we're going to pick back up and end Pop-Up Research Station and with the continuation of playing Carol Henry Alexander's talk, an introduction of herself and her methodologies. So here we go.
County away.
As a advocacy for us to really connect with nature in some way, to help with our well-being. It's through my own personal experience, starting when I was young, and my father and I would drop my sister and mother off at church on Sunday, and we would go hiking in the woods. And it just became my time of peace and a way to just kind of relax and breathe and notice what was living around me. And it's really been since that time that my life is connected with the land, the air, the wind, all of that in its wellness and in my wellness. And I kind of think that piece is a little bit magical in that we wish the nature was totally beautiful and blue and healthy and strong, but we are part of nature, and it is our wellness that reflects in the natural world, and the natural world's wellness that reflects with us. And so, this is my advocacy for my sisters, and to really try to get with nature in some very small or big way. And I'm wondering if people here in this room can relate to the magic and the power of being with nature, even if you're not totally with nature. Like sometimes I have just on my altar flowers, and they bring that energy of growth, of beauty. For me, this is what I see when I look at flowers, and they're opening, they're budding, they're opening, they're doing their thing and dropping and readying seeds for next year. It's I'm really trying to advocate with you all to have or to enjoy and continue a life that is with all the beings. You can feel other humans, and when you notice, like my dad taught me, he had us sitting and looking at a squirrel for 40 minutes to see how it lived and what it did and how it did it, that kind of thing. And it's like, even when you just notice the bird in the tree right outside of your apartment, it's like you can tell like two birds, they're fighting or they're loving or they're feeding their babies, or all of that noticing, from my experience, brings us to a most rooted and grounded place to be able to have that strength and wellness, to do what we do in this world, what we were put on this earth to do. I just think it's very important for us to consider that. I'd be so interested. I don't know where everybody lives. I know Alpha is in Chicago.
Kayla had her hand up. She was gonna make a comment.
Excellent.
You're just talking my language. I don't know. I feel like it's done. You said it. Like I live that kind of life, even though I'm in the urban environment. I grew up hearing my grandmother tell me, "Girl, I don't know how you got so country, growing up in the city all your life, walking around with bare feet." I learned how to garden by just putting some seeds in the ground at 16. My mother told me when I was 4 and she used to garden, I was like coming down the stairs, giving her a heart attack because I didn't know how to come downstairs, but I wanted to garden. So here I am, nearly 35 years later, still gardening, and I hosted a couple garden workshops in my backyard during COVID. I think it was last year, the year before, seed swaps, just to help share the love I have of plants in the natural environment and the ability to grow your own food as well, and herbs. And so I hosted a cool season gardening workshop to show people how to make a mini greenhouse from just simple materials that you can get. And I was so shocked because in Chicago it gets cold in October, November. And I had 20 plus people show up, stayed the whole 2 hours with gloves and hats and coats on to learn this. And we're so wanting it, desiring that connection. And then I have this little deck on the back of my house. And in the morning, sometimes I'll go out there and have breakfast, and it's just the sound of birds, or to meditate or do yoga outside, or just be like, I actually was out there today because Chicago has a heat warning today. And I was out there 15 minutes sweating like a pig, but I had to pick my raspberries so the storm won't knock them all off the plant. So I keep trying to find ways to grow more things that I can nurture, and I let plants go to seed so I can collect them. And there is such a thing as a Chicago fig tree. So I planted one of those, and I have strawberries and asparagus. I planted blueberries and blackberries this year, and I have lots of veggies. And I love my backyard and my garden and my natural space so much that I offered, that same year I did the gardening workshops, I just put out a call to some of my friends who I know do things. And I said, listen, if you need a space to host an event or do something, no cost, just use my backyard. And there ended up being 5 belly dance workshops in my backyard, and I would let people take tomatoes and just sit and be with nature. Someone hosted a healing circle in the backyard. And I would teach people about the herbs and what they do. But before I owned this house, I would do things like not only tree hugging, but I would lay on the grass when I was in art school out in Grant Park, and just lay in the grass and attempt to feel like the vibration of the earth, to where I connected with it. And I just love sharing about it. People now come to me to ask how to grow stuff. So that's my juice, man. When I get stressed, my friends ask me, have you been in the garden? You're not gardening, are you? You must not be gardening.
That's beautiful, Kayla. I love that. Thank you for sharing. I love how you share your space. The fences aren't going to keep you from having people in the community in your space and sharing your knowledge and the fruits of the land. It's amazing how generous, plants are.
They
They're
are. And you
just
know what?
so generous.